Hi, I'm Brian Ireson, one of the instructors at the Computer Workshop. On behalf of all of us here at the Computer Workshop, I'd like to take a moment to just wish everybody a Happy New Year. To begin our new series of videos, I figured what better place to start than to clean up our inbox here in Outlook. Now we're going to do this by creating rules that will manage messages as they come in, as well as the messages we already have in our inbox. So to start with, we will look to the Move group here on the Home tab, and we're going to look for the drop down on the Rules button where we can create a rule. After clicking the Create Rule option in the drop down, we get the Create Rule window that opens up. From within this Create Rule window, you will be able to quickly set some of the conditions that you can search for and then determine what to do with those messages that meet the criteria when they're found. Now, honestly, I don't think there are enough controls in this window, so I prefer to look to the advanced options and go into the wizard. Now the wizard will be a step-by-step instructional window, so let's take a look at that. So once the rule wizard window opens up, you're going to be prompted with first to choose the conditions that you want to search for. Now, as you can see in the upper part of this window, there are quite a few options that you have available. If you take your time and go through these, you'll probably find the exact specific thing that you are hoping to find. Now, as we make choices up above, they will be added into the Step 2 larger field at the bottom of this panel. So if I choose to search for messages from specific people, I will simply apply a check mark in the upper section. If I wanted to, I could look for words that are going to be found in either the subject line or the body of the message itself also. So I'm going to check this on as well. Down below, if you want to modify those conditions to add to or change the criteria, you can simply click the little link you see in Step 2. So if I want to search for more people, I can go ahead here and click on the name. I can search my global address book, or I can search my personal contacts also. Now in this case, I am going to just search for a manager, so I will choose my manager here. And then I don't want to search for messages from myself, so I will remove that name from the list. I can add as many names that I want here. And if you were to think about this as all the team members who are working on a given project at a time, you might want to search for all messages from any of the team members. And then you can continue to modify that by going to look at with these specific words in the subject or body, and I can begin to add in multiple keywords or phrases that I want to search for. So now any messages coming from any of the people in my list of from that have any of these keywords or phrases in the subject line or the actual body of the message itself will meet the criteria of these searches. With that now completed, I can move on to the next step, which will be to decide what do I want to do with these messages when the system finds them. I'm going to choose the top option here, which is to move it to a specified folder. Now down below, I have to define where that specified folder is, so I will click on the word specified. I can search through any of my folders that I have created. I can even go as far as creating new folders right here. So I'm going to just create a new folder. I'm going to call this Video Project, and I'm going to tap OK. I'm going to click OK again, and now you can see I'm going to move any messages from this person that has cover letter or project in the subject or body into the folder called Video Project. You could choose to forward these messages to specific people groups, move them to different folders. You have, again, quite a few options that you can go back and look through. With this step now completed, I'm going to go ahead and tap Next once again, and I'm going to define if there are any exceptions to this rule. Now in this case, I'm going to choose the except if it is marked as important. So I'm going to add this one in, and then I'm going to come down below and I'm going to modify what level of importance it is. So if somebody sends me a message marked as high importance, I want this to stay in my inbox. I don't want any incoming messages marked high importance to be moved into a folder that I might not have currently open at this given time. So normal messages will move into my video project folder, but high important messages, they will stay in my inbox so that I am a lot less likely to miss something of high importance. Now once all of this is done, I'm going to go ahead here and tap Next one more time. Here I can name this rule. So I can name this, I'm going to go ahead and name it by the project name. So I will use video project. And then I have the ability to turn this rule on for any incoming messages. But here is the truly beautiful part of this as far as cleaning up the mess of our inboxes, is that you can run this for messages that are already in your inbox. So if I use this option, now all of my messages that I have been receiving for the past while are going to be put into the appropriate folder depending on the conditions that I've specified. So while this is a great way to control new messages, it is also a great way to control messages you have already received so that you can keep some sense of order in your inbox, because it is all too easy for our inboxes to become very, very cluttered, and making that almost impossible. I shouldn't say almost impossible, but I should say very difficult to locate those messages when you need to go back to them. So this is a fantastic method of organizing your inbox. When it is all said and done and you have finished creating your rule, you can tap the Finish button and that rule would be run. Now, should you ever need to edit or change your mind, should you ever need to edit or disable a rule, you don't necessarily want to delete it, you just want to turn it off. You would come back to the Move group, you would go right back into the Rules drop down and bring the Manage Rules and Alert window. So once the Rules and Alert window comes up, you would be able to see any of your current rules. You would be able to simply uncheck the ones that you no longer wish to be running. You can see all the components of the rule listed here when it is selected. You can also come up and choose to create new rules from here, change the rule, copy it, delete it, run the rule now. So you might have the rule and then maybe once a month just run them. So you will be able to manage your rules and run them very easily from this window. Well, I hope that you have enjoyed today's tutorial. If you have, please go ahead and subscribe to our channel. We do put out new videos every single week, so please come back in and see what's coming up next. Once again, wanted to wish everybody a happy and healthy new year. Until next time, take care for now.